Hey everyone, something absolutely incredible is happening in the crypto world right now, and I'm honestly getting goosebumps just talking about it. You know how crypto has always felt like it's been stuck on the wrong side of the fence when it comes to big institutions and enterprises jumping in? Well, that's all changing. And fast. It's like someone just opened the floodgates, and all those regulatory roadblocks that have been holding us back are finally getting swept away. And here's the kicker. It all started with the SEC doing a complete 180 this year. I mean, we're talking about a total transformation here. But wait, it gets even better. We've got some major news coming up that you absolutely need to know about. Mark your calendars, folks. September 29th is going to be huge. The SEC and CFTC are hosting their first ever joint roundtable to discuss how they're going to work together on crypto regulations. This isn't just any ordinary meeting. This is the collaboration we've been waiting for. Now, I'll be honest with you, they're keeping their cards pretty close to their chest. The press release doesn't give us a ton of details, but here's what we do know. And trust me, it's exciting stuff. They're calling it a new day at the SEC and the CFTC. And they're finally starting this long-awaited journey to give crypto markets the clarity they deserve. And while they don't spell out crypto in big, bold letters, we know that's exactly what they're talking about. Here's where it gets really interesting. They specifically mentioned that Tuesday's joint statement on spot crypto asset products is just the beginning. Just the beginning, people. They're talking about harmonizing definitions, streamlining reporting standards, aligning capital frameworks, and setting up coordinated innovation exemptions. In simple terms, these two powerhouse agencies are finally working together to create a unified approach to crypto regulation.
This is absolutely massive. But hold on to your hats because I've got even bigger news for you. Caroline D. Pham, the new acting CFTC chair, just dropped a bombshell announcement. Are you ready for this? She's launching an initiative to let stablecoins be used as tokenized collateral in US derivatives markets for the very first time. Let me put this in perspective for you. We're not talking about a $1 trillion market here. The derivatives market is worth quadrillions of dollars. That's quadrillions with a Q. This is absolutely game-changing. This whole initiative actually stems from the February Crypto CEO Forum, where leaders from all the major stablecoin companies got together and discussed this exact possibility. And now it's becoming reality. The CFTC wants to hear from the public on this too. They're collecting feedback until October 20th on everything from valuation to custody to settlement processes.
They want to make sure they get this right. And here's something that's going to blow your mind. Remember RLUSD? Well, it was already set to be the collateral for Hidden Road's $3 trillion per year operation. And now, with this new CFTC announcement, we're seeing that Ripple's institutional partnership with RLUSD is about to absolutely explode. This essentially confirms what many of us have been predicting. Stablecoins like RLUSD are about to see massive growth and adoption in ways we've never seen before. But wait, there's more. And this next piece of news might sound too good to be true, but I promise you, it's 100% real. US lawmakers are now asking the SEC to implement President Trump's executive order that would open up the massive $12.5 trillion 401k retirement market to crypto investments. Let that sink in for a moment. $12.5 trillion potentially flowing into crypto through retirement accounts. This isn't some pipe dream anymore, folks. This is happening right now, and it's going to change everything we know about crypto adoption. The pieces are all falling into place, and what we're witnessing is nothing short of a complete transformation of how crypto fits into the traditional financial system. The gates are opening, the red tape is being cut, and institutional adoption is about to go through the roof. What do you think about these developments? Are you as excited as I am? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more crypto updates like this. But wait, I'm not done yet. There's even more incredible news that just keeps coming. We just got a massive announcement from the Financial Services GOP, and this one's a real game changer. They've officially sent a letter to SEC Chair Atkins, supporting President Trump's recent executive order that allows 401k investors to access alternative assets. And here's the best part. They're urging the SEC to implement this executive order immediately. At this point, folks, this is looking like a slam dunk. Why? Because we know the SEC has completely flipped the script and is now extremely bullish on crypto. They're actively working to build the regulatory framework that crypto needs and deserves. This is happening. But hold on, because September 30th is bringing us something even bigger. And I mean massive. We're about to witness the biggest upgrade to the US Treasury system, and it's happening in just days. Big shout out to Echo the Truth for bringing this to our attention. But back in March 25th of this year, there was an announcement titled Modernizing Payments to and from America's Bank Account. And guess what? September 30th is when it all goes live. Here's what's about to change everything. Section 3 is phasing out paper check disbursements and receipts. Starting September 30th, the Secretary of the Treasury will stop issuing paper checks for all federal disbursements. We're talking about intergovernmental payments, benefits, vendor payments, tax refunds. Everything is going digital. Now, here's where it gets absolutely mind-blowing. Section E of this order says the Secretary of the Treasury will support agencies' transition to digital payment methods. And listen to this list. They're providing access to direct deposits, debit and credit card payments, digital wallets, and real-time payment systems, plus other modern electronic payment options. Do you see what's happening here? When you combine this Treasury modernization with everything we're seeing from the SEC and CFTC, it's crystal clear. The US is about to go all in on crypto projects. And yes, we need to talk about the elephant in the room, Ripple and XRP. Because when it comes to Ripple and XRP, we're looking at a completely different playing field compared to other digital assets. Here's the thing you need to understand. Ripple isn't just your ordinary crypto company, and XRP isn't just another digital asset. These two are absolutely special in their own unique way, and I've talked about this on multiple occasions. Ripple has been building the infrastructure for exactly what we're seeing unfold right now. While other crypto projects were focused on different things, Ripple was laser-focused on working with financial institutions and creating real-world payment solutions. And speaking of game-changing legislation, we can't forget about the Clarity Act that's been making waves. Big shout out to Riz XRP for staying on top of this, and huge props to Tony Edward from Thinking Crypto 1 for his incredible interview work. He recently sat down with Tom Emmer, and folks, what came out of that interview is absolutely golden. We're talking about the golden age of digital assets here. Tom Emmer dropped this bombshell statement about how digital assets will see massive growth when the Clarity Act becomes law. Let me show you this clip. This is pure fire.
It picked up a lot when everyone around the world heard Donald Trump saying, "We're going to make this country the crypto capital of the world. It's a new day, and he's going to move everything forward. He wants the U.S. to be open for business again." Well, as soon as that happened, you started seeing stuff in Japan and China and on the other side of the Atlantic. All these different countries were like, "No, we're the best. We are the best, and we will be the best." Now that we've got Donald J. Trump making sure that everyone knows that our goal is to be the best, as we started getting our act together legislatively, not just his executive orders, but Genius and now Clarity. As we do that, Tony, just watch this place. There are so many innovators and entrepreneurs who want to be in the U.S., but they just, the way people like Gary Gensler and Elizabeth Warren and all these people treated them, the Biden administration. I heard a great comment when we had the first Digital Assets Summit at the White House. One of the guests said, who could have ever believed we'd be sitting here today in the White House? A year ago, if you would have told me this would happen, I would have thought we were more likely to be in a jail cell.
Yeah.
It's changed dramatically.
I mean, can you believe what we just heard? The entire cryptocurrency landscape has changed so dramatically, and the Clarity Act is at the center of it all. This legislation is absolutely crucial for the future of crypto in America. But wait, it gets even better. We got a massive update from Paul Atkins himself regarding this. He's talking about clarity after Genius Law incoming, and trust me, you need to hear this.
Particularly when it comes to the complexity of crypto market structure. And I want to get your take on that, Mr. Chairman, because the Senate Banking Committee has indicated that the committee is going to delay a vote on market structure legislation until the week of October 20th to give Democrats more time to negotiate. Of course, it looks like the Republicans will need the Democrat support to get this over the finish line. What is your expectation for the crypto market structure? What do you want to see play out once that does pass the finish line?
Well, I'm looking forward to Congress acting on this. I think it's important that we have a market structure bill, and we are actually helping. We were helping with the House, and now we're helping with the Senate as far as technical assistance on questions of securities law and that sort of thing, and gaps that we see that need to be filled. So we're going to continue doing that and provide all sorts of assistance. We're also part of the President's Working Group on Financial Markets that came out with a report here about a month or so ago, and so we're really stand behind that report, and so we want to see this get over the finish line because the Genius Act, which was enacted by Congress and the President back about a month ago or so, I think was a huge step forward that applied to stablecoins, and that's the first time that the United States government and the United States as in statutory form, has recognized a digital asset like stablecoins. So I think that was great. And now we need to focus on the market structure aspect so that there is certainty in the marketplace and direction to the SEC and the CFTC to work together. I anticipate joint rulemaking, and so that way we can try to future-proof this sort of these rules and the relationships from some rogue regulator or something in the future. That's
there was
our goal.
Wide support for that Genius Act, absolutely. The SEC approving the nation's first multi-crypto ETF as well, letting investors access a basket of cryptocurrencies beyond Bitcoin and Ethereum. Mr. Chairman, how is that fitting into your broader effort to create clearer rules for digital assets?
Well, that's another example of how we can move forward. We can allow generic listing standards, is what that big step was, where there's more certainty. It's not just an ad hoc type of approach, but we're trying to give the marketplace some kind of stable platform upon which they can introduce new products. So that's a great example. We're going to be working on that. We'll be doing rulemaking in the coming months. We're looking for an innovation exemption to try to get that in place by year end. So there's a lot going on, and I'm really very excited about this opportunity to make this industry in America stand on firm ground so that America can lead with innovation as the president's called for.
Yeah.
Guys, I have to stop for a moment here because what we're witnessing is absolutely insane. We're seeing these high-level discussions about crypto regulation happening on mainstream media. This is unprecedented. Let me bring you back to something Tom Emmer said that really hit home. If we go back just 1 year ago, conversations like this simply weren't happening. Not on this scale, not with this level of seriousness, and definitely not with this much momentum behind them. The fact that we're seeing these discussions unfold right now on major media platforms with key lawmakers and regulators, this shows us that we're not just talking about potential anymore. We're watching regulations become reality in real time. This is the tipping point, everyone. This is the moment when crypto goes from being an alternative investment to being a fundamental part of the American financial system. What we're witnessing right now is the crypto market finally reaching full maturity. And let me tell you why this is absolutely massive for projects like XRP and companies like Ripple. We're about to see a huge surge in demand for these types of projects. I'm talking about serious value flowing into these networks and ecosystems like we've never seen before. And I believe it all kicks into high gear once we see legislation like the Clarity Act get fully passed through Congress. It really feels like the SEC and CFTC are working hand in hand to make this vision a reality. They're not fighting against crypto anymore, they're building the infrastructure to support it. Now, let's talk about something that's been absolutely blowing my mind: the rise of compliant stablecoins in the US market. And when we're talking about US adoption of stablecoins, we absolutely have to discuss RLUSD. Here's a stat that's going to shock you. RLUSD launched less than a year ago, and it's already hit $750 million in total value. That's incredible growth in such a short time frame.
But here's what makes RLUSD truly special. And I'm going to be completely honest with you here. No other stablecoin in this entire market even comes close to RLUSD, in my opinion. And yes, that includes Circle's USDC. Why am I so confident about this? Because RLUSD is completely compliant from day one. It has all the crucial licenses backing it up, and it's supported by almost every major market in this space. But the real game changer? The advisory board. Let me tell you about this advisory board, because it's absolutely mind-blowing. We're talking about Sheila Bair, the former chair of the FDIC and founding chair of the Systemic Risk Council. Then you've got the former first vice president and chief operating officer at the Federal Reserve Bank of Boston. Oh, and let's not forget the former governor of the Reserve Bank of India. This isn't just any stablecoin, folks. RLUSD is a completely different beast. It's built with the kind of regulatory expertise and institutional backing that makes traditional financial institutions feel comfortable. And with everything we're seeing, the CFTC announcing support for tokenized collateral, the Treasury going digital, the SEC working with other agencies, it feels like we're witnessing the perfect storm for stablecoins to get fully integrated into the US financial system. I think RLUSD is 100% at the top of the list for stablecoin integration in critical areas like derivatives trading. Remember, this CFTC announcement about tokenized collateral is absolutely huge, and I believe this is going to lead to explosive growth in the stablecoin market overall. The pieces are all coming together, and we're about to witness something truly historic in the crypto space. All right, everyone, that's a wrap on today's video. If you found this information as exciting as I did, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and make sure to turn on notifications so you don't miss any of these game-changing updates.